Alright, Battle of Little Bighorn. It's a really famous battle. Battle of Little Bighorn was fought in 1876. I always get 18 and 19 mixed up, so I'm going to say 18 beforehand, just so I can get it right. I don't want some person correcting me. I'd be really offended by that. So, 1876, there's this war called the Great Sioux War going on. The war is generally about land rights between the Sioux and white people, or the U.S. government. One of the two. They're pretty much the same. So, the Battle of Little Bighorn starts off with this guy. It's either General or Major George Custer. He leads a group of around 700 men to this place near the Little Bighorn River in Montana. I think it's Montana. Yeah, it's Montana. They go to this river and they find this big Native American camp. And now historians usually talk about the problems with the battle. They start talking about it at this point. So some of the problems with the battle is Custer apparently he was offered Gatling guns, and Gatling guns are the guns that shoot really, really fast. Like nowadays standards, they're weak shit. But like back then, they were popping. They shot off shot after shot after shot. It was crazy. It's like having alcohol. Like I'm having right now. So Gatling guns, they shoot it off really fast. And some historians criticize this. I think it's a little stupid because the group that Caesar went with was a cavalry regiment. So they focused on speed and agility. Gatling guns, that's gonna slow you down. You have to carry that shit. You're gonna get a few horses to carry that shit. It's gonna slow you down. What are you gonna do? You're in the middle of a battle and you're like, wait a second, hold the fuck up. I gotta carry this Gatling gun. Give me a second. Time out. Pause, everyone. Let me move this into place. It doesn't work like that. It never works like that. Yeah, it never works like that. I tried to think of an example for a second, but I couldn't think of that. Because any general that's just gonna let you move Gatling guns in, fucking idiot. You can quote me on that till the day I die. So, we got Gatling guns. Another thing was, Caesar was told, hey, there's 800 people at this camp. Alright? Your group of 700 should have no problem. Most of the people, they're gonna be unarmed civilians. However, the problem is the people that told him that did not account for the fact that more people were going to leave and join the camp that he was fighting. So really, it was like 700 people against like 2,500. That's a fuck ton of people. Like 700 times 3 does not equal 2,500. That's less than that. He was outnumbered more than 3 to 1. That's fucked up. That's bad odds. By the way, Custer is fighting the Sioux, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho. He had a few Native American scouts. He had scouts from the Crow and the Ankara tribe. He's fighting all of them, and the Crow and the Ankara, they hate the Sioux, because the Sioux previously had sided with them, or they had sided with the U.S. government when the U.S. government was forcing them off their land. So now they're like, hey bitch, karma's a bitch, just like you're a bitch. Like, it happens like that, you know? It's ethnic conflict. What are we gonna do? The point is, Custer is outnumbered, but he doesn't realize he's outnumbered. And it gets even worse, because Custer decides to divide his force into 3 groups. There's one under him, there's one under this guy Reno, and there's one under this guy Beanto. Now Beanto, he just had to chill in the back, and they were like, hey Beanto, like, we're gonna fire off some shots, and if you hear a lot of that shooting, probably things are going bad. Just come and rescue me, man. Help a brother out. Reno, he was like, go around the back, get people like scared and shit, and then I'm gonna fight the main force with my 200 guys. So they all split up. But he doesn't realize that every single force is probably gonna fight like 800 people. So like I was saying about the odds, it's not looking good for him. This is looking bad. He is in the Thunderdome. Not only is he in the Thunderdome, he's in the Thunderdome for his life. It's not like the Thunderdome that I am usually in, which is just like, oh no, I got too much homework. He's like, I'm about to die. What the fuck? This is bad. The battle starts with Custer's main man, Reno. He goes around and he tells his scouts right before battle, hey, don't worry about it. We got this. Chill in the back. Smoke a few broskies with the boys. And so They're like, alright, I guess I'm not going to fight in the battle. So he sent a lot of his Native American scouts. So he's already depleting his manpower by a lot. What is Custer doing? What a fucking guy, honestly. Reno goes, and he's about to attack the Native American camp. He's about to run into the thick of it. Reno does actually something smart. He realizes, holy shit, this camp is big. It's thick. It's like, I don't know, it's thick. Like a beautiful woman. It's thick. Alright? I can't run into this. This is bad. If I run into this, all my men are going to die. So he decides, hey, we're going to form a skirmishing line. Now what a skirmishing line is every fourth man holds a horse, while the other 3 men shoot. So he depletes his man force by 1/4. And so only 3 out of 4 people are shooting. So he's depleting his manpower, and he's shooting at this camp. Now when he's shooting at this camp, he's alerting a lot of the natives to his presence. And a lot of the natives are like, holy fuck, the US Army is attacking us. Let's fucking get them. And they're actually better equipped than the US Army, surprisingly enough. They have Winchester repeating rifles. They can shoot like, I was gonna say like 5 shots a minute, but it's way more than that. It's like, I want to say 10, but it's not 10. It's definitely more than that. I'm gonna say 60. That's right, I'm bumping the numbers up. 60 shots a minute. They are fucking people up. Okay, probably not 1 shot a second, but they can shoot significantly faster than the US Army can shoot back. That's one of the main reasons that leads to the US Army's defeat. So, Reno is getting fucked in the ass by these natives. They are overwhelming him. They have the numbers. They have the technology. They're like the... What's the show? The Red Letter Media always talks about this. The Biotic Man. They are the Biotic Man. You know, they are going to destroy the U.S. Army. They're all coming out, and Reno realizes his situation is unattainable. There's no way he's going to make it out of this if he stays there. So he starts falling back. And he meets up with Beanto's men. Beanto's men, they're like, we heard shooting. We decided to come. What's up? And Reno's like, holy fuck, I'm about to die. You want to hook a brother up with protection? So they form a little moat, and they start holding off the Native Americans. I'm going to skip from Reno and Beanto's excursion for a little bit. I don't want to talk about Custer's, because everyone likes to talk about Custer's. Now, Custer leads his 200 men. They go way around the back, and they think they're going to catch everyone by surprise. Bitch, you're wrong, Custer. You're dead-ass fucking wrong. All the Native Americans knew that he was going to be there. I think they did. Yeah, they did. They see him, and they brutally massacre all of his men. Because Custer did not have a good enough escape plan, he did not have the technology, he did not have the resources to get the fuck out of there. He tried to be brave. Custer, one of the things about Custer is Custer was always trying to show everyone that he's a big dick. I have no evidence for this. I think Custer had a small dick and he was trying to compensate for it. He was a Civil War general. And he tried to show everyone. He would always be at the front of the cavalry charges. He would always run against the Confederates. And, you know, he tried to be like, hey, look at me. Look at me and my big dick. I'm fucking bitches up. And at this point, he did not have a big dick. He was scared. He was insecure. He had 200 men. He was fighting like 1,000. That's bad odds. So he gets massacred. Custer loses a lot of his men. He's dying. All his men get massacred. Allegedly, there's reports for years afterwards that there was one guy that survived. That's bullshit. Anyone that says the word, fucking liar. You can call me out on it. I will look you in the eye. And if you say that you were the last survivor with Custer's last stand, I'll say horsecock. Because that means that you're like 150 years old. There's no way you're really alive. You're dead. So he loses all his men. Reno and Bento, they actually do a pretty good job of surviving. They only lose like 100 men in casualties. Which I know, maybe like, that's a lot of guys. 100 guys dead or wounded? That's bad. When you think about it, 700, when you have the total army of 700, and you would lose like 300, like that's bad, but it's not the worst military defeat the U.S. has ever suffered. Well, the Native Americans won the battle, but strategically it was indecisive. No one won. That's what I would say. I think it's important because after it ended, a lot of the Native Americans used it as a rallying cry for increased rights for them. I think that's the main reason why it is remembered. Otherwise, it would be a historic footnote, and most people would have forgotten about it. However, due to its popularity and its meaning for the Native Americans, which is a fight back against Western encroachment, it's become important. It's important because it symbolizes the Native Americans triumphing over the U.S. government.